The Joe Rogan Experience.
And so to be like working with him and he's sitting there, I'm like, I've seen you on TV.
By the way,
I've seen you in the movies.
great was Phil?
He was amazing.
I had one of my scariest professional moments involved Phil Hartman. I was hosting the show on Saturday Night Live, and Phil had a character called Mace that he did, a reoccurring character. And Mace was a hard-bitten convict, and he lived obviously he was serving life. And so whenever they had pretty boy hosts, they would throw, of course, me into a cell with Mace. Hey, turn around there, chicken legs. So that was like the predicate of the, and I just remember, apropos of nothing, it was the week that the lambada dance was a big deal.
Oh, Jesus.
That tells you how long ago it was. And
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so Mace and I were doing the lambada in a prison cell, and the whole sketch built towards a punchline, and for whatever reason, I blew the setup line. Blew it. Like there's now no end.
There you go.
Oh, look, there we go. Look at him. Hey, look at you, chicken legs. And so there was so I had to ad lib something really, 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 really quickly. It felt like time stretched out, and his eyes got huge, and I ad-libbed something, and it worked, and it got a really big laugh. And I think that that's what sort of sealed my relationship with Lorne Michaels, because I was able to. He came backstage and was like, "You're really Houdini, aren't you?"
That's got to be terrifying to do that show, to do it live.
It's the best.
Oh.
If I could have been a not ready for primetime player, I would have. I mean, that would have been the dream. I think that's the dream.
How much preparation do you have to do for that show? Like, how many times do you rehearse one of those sketches?
Well, what people don't really realize about being a host is it's the host show. Like, you can take as much control over it as you want, and most people don't. I just being stupid and naive did, and always did, and sat in on the writers all night, write all night with all the different writers, going from room to room. It was like fucking heaven. But
wow.
But I was an SNL nerd, so it was like
that's cool.
And then you do the dress rehearsal, of course, right before air, and it's a full show. It's exactly the same show, full audience. It's the whole thing, and then they cut things or not. One of my favorite things that got cut, and Will Ferrell and I played oncologists who would deliver the bad news that people had stage 4 cancer, but only with our mouths full of food. So it'd be like, he'd be like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm eating chili. Woo, woo, this is hot, it's burning the roof of my mouth. Sorry, so sorry. You have stage 4 cancer. Oh, ow, so hot and spicy. That was the total predicate of the sketch.
That is a weird
It
sketch.
was like so weird and so
pitched
dark.
that one?
And it made it to air. I mean, to dress.
Wow.
Really crazy.
It must have been a rough week.
It's a rough week. I don't think cancer's funny. Yeah, I guess you got a point there.
Phil hated the competitive aspect of the show because he said that people were just mean to each other. That's one of the things that he enjoyed about sitcoms, is that everybody was kind of working together. He said one of the things about when you do SNL, everyone's battling to get their sketch on.
Yeah.
So they would sort of sabotage each other, and there was a lot of like backstabby shit going on, and he didn't like it. And he was really hesitant, like, to be friendly with people on the set. Like when he first got on the sitcom, it took a while for him to loosen up and realize this is a different thing, because that environment was every man for himself.
Yeah, it's funny. Ensembles are funny that way. Like, there is an element of teamwork. It's like any team. There's an element of teamwork that's intrinsic and you want and is great, and hopefully it's there. But then there's that element of competitiveness, even with your sort of band of brothers. But that gets toxic in a hurry with the wrong culture and maybe the wrong people in it. But SNL, it's like, it is what it is. There's only so many slots for sketches, and there are only so many people writing. And the best is when people try to tank them in the read through. Like, you read all of them on Wednesday, a big huge stack of them, and people will like laugh really, really hard at their own stuff or like roll their eyes. It's fun to watch.
Ugh. Yeah, that's basically what he was talking about. That always made me really uncomfortable, the fake producer laugh.
Oh.
Like when you'd be doing like the third run through and like, ha ha Like, ugh.
You're dead.
But people don't even know what we're talking about. So, like, when you do a table read or
we've done
do
the
a
most
run through,
unrelatable podcast ever just now.
like
It's
to
been
be
great.
famous and young and good looking.
And
Everybody knows.
and doomsday prepping and
Earth roamers across
Earth
$1 million
roamers.
bucks.
Yes, this is great. You know, there's nobody quite like a Man of the People, Joe Rogan and Rob Lowe podcast. Let's face it.